Okay, so we've got some data here that's going to help us try and understand a little bit about the development levels across various countries in Africa and to see the variance between them. And I guess the issue is, what do we do with the data once we've got it? Okay, so we've got a life expectancy column here. One of the simplest things you can do is just colour the cells. So I'm going to select all of them. We just go up to conditional formatting, and we've got these colour scales here. So the easiest thing to do is just click on that, and the worst life expectancies have been coloured in red, and the better ones are coloured in green with white in the middle. We could do the same with internet penetration, so how many people have access to the internet. So we'll go and do a conditional formatting on that. We'll choose the same one. And then infant mortality. Now here we need to be careful, because actually a high value is a negative thing, is a bad thing. So we're going to need to change the scale around the other way. Okay, so hopefully they've got one of those. Okay, so we'll go with the one on the end there. So that's just flipped it around the other way. So straight away there I can see there's certain countries like Morocco, high life expectancy, high amounts of people with the internet, and low numbers of children not surviving past their first year per 1,000. I could do the same with the gross national income. Okay, I could use exactly the same scales. The other thing you can do is to use your own rules. So you can click on we can click on the cells, just like we did before. Okay, and here I've got the income classifications from the World Bank. So I could go into conditional formatting. I create a new rule. Okay, I want to format the cells based on that one there. Format only cells that contain, and then rather than between, I want less than, and the World Bank's classification is 1046. So I can just put that value in there, and then for the colour, yeah, we want a colour format. So we could just go for the fill, and then I'm going to try and get something close to that red that we can see on there. Okay, so we'll pick maybe that one there. And what that's done is picked out all of the countries that are less than $1,046. Then I can go in again, add a new rule. Okay, I could go for that one, format only cells that contain cell values between, and this time we'll go 1046 and 4095. So there I'm just going to pick another colour, and we'll just go for a slightly lighter red. Okay, and so on. So that's another way of doing it using the income classifications. Okay, just for completeness sake, I'll do it the simpler way with the colour coded bars. So just click on that, and we'll go with that one. And that way we can see patterns across the bars. The countries in green tend to have green for their life expectancy, internet penetration in 2020, and infant mortality. The other thing you could do with the data is to map it. Okay, so we've got the country codes there, and I've got the gross national income. So I could select that, click insert, and the simplest map tool is just there. So we just click on that, put a filled map chart, and there you can see it's mapped the data according to the GNI. I'll just pick the black coloured background, because that helps the colours to stand out. You can change the colours. Okay, so you can pick a different colour scheme, and then you could also pop that chart into another sheet so it's bigger and it stands out a little bit better. So that should appear down here. There we go. And then when we go over the points, we can see we've got the values. Okay, so there we go. So you've got that. You can change the chart title and so on. You can mess about with the things. all the metrics, so you can put labels on and so on. Right, the last thing you could do with this data is scatter graph it. So you've got gross national income there and life expectancy. So we could try and see whether countries with higher gross national income have better life expectancy. So we can click on insert and then go across to scatter graph. And there we go, we can click on scatter. Okay, and that's produced a graph for us straight away. I'm just going to move that so it's nice and big. That's a new sheet. And then there we see we've got all of the dots. I can add the axis titles by clicking on the plus. So across here we've got life expectancy. And down here we've got gross national income. And that is in US dollars. Okay, and then we can do all sorts of other things with the graphs. If we click on the dots, I can add a trend line. Okay, so line of best fit. So there I've got it there, it's gone on. You could mess about with the colours, so if you don't like the colours of the dots, we can change those. Okay, we just click on them, and then we can change the markers. Got marker options there. Go for the fill. We'll change that, we could change it green. Change the border of them, make it black. If there's ones we want to stand out, you can individually select them. So that one there has quite a high GNI but a low life expectancy, so I might want to highlight that to people. So again, I can go on the marker, change the fill, I'll change that to red, and that one stands out. So that's your scatter graph. The other thing you can do to make it easier to identify things, you can right click, add the data labels, and then we can format those data labels. Okay, so if we go and format data labels, we can actually, instead of it going straight for the Y value, the value from the cells. So we'll go back in and we just select the country names, and that's put the country names there on the graph.